was growing up, the big three was never a topic. Now, I'm not entirely sure why that is, but in middle school, all of the anime kids only talked about Naruto versus Bleach because talking about which one was better was somehow a hot topic back then. And yeah, I was like the only kid that vouched for Bleach, and as you could imagine, the Naruto-loving anime kids at that school, to say the least, did not like me all that much over my opinion that Bleach is definitely better than Naruto. Long story short, I stopped watching anime when I was like either 12 or 13, but when I was a kid, I did watch a handful of anime, Bleach being my favorite, to Tokyo Mew Mew, Death Note, Hell Girl, Durara, Dura. I don't know what it's called, I'm sorry. I've seen that one, I really like that one. Eden of the East, and I could just go on, like I've seen a lot of anime. For some reason though, I never even heard about One Piece or even knew it existed. No one at school talked about One Piece, like none of the anime kids did, and despite being involved in online anime communities as a kid, I still never heard of it somehow, which sounds crazy because I bet One Piece had so much hype back in the day, just like Bleach did, but it just never reached me. Anyways, I was bound to get back into anime at some point in my life, which I did, and during quarantine, I finally got around to watching One Piece, which I have been planning on doing for years, just since like 2018, so hasn't been that long. So for the last few months, I've been trying to catch up with One Piece. I'm on season 5. I know I could finish One Piece faster if I just read it, but watching it is just my preference personally. So yeah, I've been enjoying it, and the only complaint that I have, which I think you know one of them, you clicked this video, but as I was saying, was SKYPEIA arc. It borderline made me quit One Piece, and on top of that, I had to take a month break from SKYPEIA arc alone. It was that bad to me. I understand it probably has its purpose, and I get that, but it was just hard for me to watch, and on top of that, what you think is the objective for that arc doesn't actually happen, and then you watch the entire thing just for it to not happen, and you're like, holy shit. And it's just so not satisfying. I just really didn't like it. But as I've said, it probably does serve its purpose. Maybe it's to show the viewer that the One Piece world is crazy and, you know, there can be islands in the sky, whatever. So yeah. Now to get into the real complaints here, the reason that you clicked on this video is in regards to Sanji. Now, as you already know, I did say I'm on season 5. I am not fully caught up with One Piece, but I know that I'm not the only one that got into the show during COVID, and I'm just making this video to help people that may not like Sanji right now to have more hopes for him, which I know sounds like a stretch, sounds like a bit much, right? But I'm serious, and I want to talk about it to all my fellow One Piece newcomers. So yeah, basically I hated Sanji, and I don't use that word lightly. Okay, I'm playing. I actually just really disliked him. So where do my complaints begin? Well, his personality is just simping, and he brings nothing else to the table, no pun intended. He was very unreliable for the first like 5 seasons, in my opinion. Nothing was cool or special about him, and his only personality trait was simping and being unreliable. That's basically it. Sanji simps in the worst way possible. And I'm not exaggerating about that. So I'm going to take you guys back to a mini arc that you may or may not have seen, where the Straw Hats are playing a game with another crew, and the winner of the games get to choose a crew member from the losing teams. Now this mini arc happens after One Piece improves their animation, the special editions are over, and everything is just higher quality, and One Piece starts to flex. These animators know what they're doing. They know that they improved. You go from the transitions being just still wanted posters to actual animations, and on top of that, the animations themselves are not only so much better and very obviously improved, but it makes everything look cooler, and during fights they animate it it in different angles now, which just makes all the fights look so good. I cannot emphasize that enough, how good it is. So naturally with this improvement, Sanji starts to look cool, which is very weird considering I heavily dislike Sanji, and during these games I had these moments where I'm thinking, whoa, I see potential in Sanji and he's kind of seeming cool now, like I like him a little bit, you know? But of course, when the first time I actually see some sort of light on Sanji, it fucking goes away, because guess what Sanji decides to do? In this mini arc, Sanji is in a very crucial game to get back one of the Straw Hats who is very important in their crew, who he said himself he is going to try his hardest to get that person back. Now, what does he decide to do instead? He reaches the so-called finish line. He could have won right then and there, but his enemy, who is a girl, who has been sabotaging him, might I add. Yeah, you want to know what Sanji does? He goes and simps for her, which results in them losing the game. And I'm sitting there like, dude, Sanji, you were starting to be cool. You were starting to be a good character, and you're just proving you're willing to screw over your crew for simping. That's the kind of cook we have on the crew. I know this is not a big deal, but in that moment when you're actually getting into One Piece and you're watching high stressful situations and events that happen in the show, you're wanting the Straw Hats to be reliable, like all of them. And let's say even if they're not necessarily reliable, you want them to do their absolute best, because at the end of the day, whether they're reliable or not, as long as they tried, you can't really be mad at the character. With Sanji, he could have won. He was right there at the finish line and chose to screw over his crew for women, which makes his character all the more shitty if you already don't like him to begin with. But despite not even catching up with One Piece yet, I'm making this video to say that there is potential in Sanji despite how annoying and bad his character has been. Coming from a person that actually does not like Sanji, or to say did not like Sanji, you know, this is probably a big deal, and to people that don't like Sanji and are struggling to like his character so far, I want you to just still have some hope for him, and I'm gonna talk about all the potential that I see in Sanji's character. I want to clarify that this all starts with the mini arc. There was no potential prior to this in my opinion. The first thing that I noticed was Sanji's comedic relief. The fact that he was able to make me laugh during high stressful events that are taking place in the show really made me feel better, and I noticed it right away. I haven't seen Sanji ever provide any sort of comedic relief, and so the fact that he was able to do that was a really good sign for me, and it's showing that his character development is still there. It exists. He is developing and becoming better. It's just really slow. I also noticed he is able to make me laugh without comedic relief. It doesn't have to be some sort of fight or a stressful event happening. He can just be funny sometimes, which I really appreciate, and it took him 5 whole seasons to make me laugh, but he's finally warming up to me and he seems to be funnier. He used to just be shit. He really wasn't funny, but you know, his development's pretty solid right now. You can definitely see some improvement. I used to think that him kicking was not impressive and that he didn't really offer much to the crew besides meals, because like I've said a million times, his personality was pretty dull besides simping, which, let's be real, was very annoying. There wasn't anything funny or good about that in my opinion. He goes as far as to choose simping over his crew, which I really dislike, but I've noticed since season 5 that that is not the case. And somehow Sanji's true skills are finally starting to show. Now it's very intriguing because I wonder who trained him. How is he this good? Because what the hell, I've never seen this before. Took me 5 seasons to finally see Sanji be cool. Like, are you kidding me? What the hell? So if you are like me and you're thinking that him kicking was nothing impressive, I'm here to let you know that you should have some high hopes for Sanji, because he definitely does get better, and you can tell it's more than just some kicks, because this man is really skilled somehow. The few little fights that I've seen Sanji in as of season 5 have made me wish for a Sanji arc or something like that, because you're seeing more than just potential. You know Sanji's the shit. Like, once you catch up with with me if you are not there yet, you'll know what I'm talking about. Like, he's actually really cool. I can't explain his development too much in depth because I am being mindful of spoilers because this video is targeted towards the newcomers. But trust me, Sanji can hold his own. He is very strong, much stronger than you think. It just takes some time to finally start seeing this. And once you start seeing this side to Sanji, you realize he's actually not all that bad. There's a reason that most people who watch One Piece really like Sanji, and whether you like him right off the bat or it takes you a while to warm up to him, eventually you will understand the reasonings behind this. You just gotta give it some time, and I hope that to all of you fellow newcomers that your journey to liking Sanji, if you felt the way that I did for like 5 seasons, that it goes well because he's really not all that bad. And I actually can confidently say that I really like Sanji now, so good luck to you whoever clicked on this video. Whether you clicked to get some help seeing the light on Sanji, or to mass dislike because you fell for the clickbait, I hope this video has helped some people. Sorry that I sound gross, I'm sick. And the last thing I want to say to all the people trying to find some light on him, you can do this. Just keep watching and you'll get there, I promise. It's very rare for someone to still not like Sanji after completely catching up with One Piece, and around season 5 if you still don't like him, I don't know what to tell you honestly. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!